Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the King Angel Show, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm King Angel, a San Francisco Bay Area live streamer and content creator here on YouTube and Twitch. I'd love for you to check out my videos. Obviously, follow me here on YouTube. If you're watching me on Twitch, what's up? How's it going, Twitch fam? You can follow me there as well. King Angel Show, aka We Go Down a Rabbit Hole Show. Another day, another deep dive, reading the news, watching some videos, reading some articles, learning about things. We do reviews, live streams, and discussions here on the King Angel Show. I'm all across social media, like you can see here, right here. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Definitely follow me there. We're actually going to check out some of my TikTok videos, the ones that I have liked, specifically because I found the video I was talking about yesterday. We were invaded by a scammer in my Twitch chat, so the topic changed right there to scammers, and it was beautiful, which is what we're going to continue on today. Like I said, I found that video, and I found a few other videos that I want us to check out too about the subject, and then we'll do something else after that. We'll probably check out some of the TikTok videos that I have that don't have any copyright music on them, specifically like cat videos. Yes. We'll check out a few cat videos. We'll check out a few of the other videos that I have saved there as well that are pretty interesting. I will skip over the ones that are a little bit more political, obviously, because I don't want to get into that, but definitely cats. Definitely skipping over anything that has copyright music, like I just said. We're avoiding that altogether, and yeah, we'll keep it fun and interesting. If there's any topic that chat wants to talk about, feel free to just post it, and we'll go down that rabbit hole. As you know, you can support me over on Patreon, $2 a month. Join that Patreon community. It's quiet now, but with your help, we can make it grow. I post full unedited episodes and videos there, review and reaction videos that are exclusive to Patreon members, and Patreon members are the only ones that get like reaction videos too, because I've changed formats and I want to do reviews more and discussions, and be able to just give my opinion and my 2 cents about whatever topics I'm interested in. That whole reaction shit, it's just not for me. I can't do the fake shit. Like, I can't do the overreaction, and it's just, some people can do it, and more power to you, and those fellow content creators that are amazing, and they create amazing videos and have really big followings and stuff, like, more power to them, and it works for them. Me personally, I want to give it more a humane approach. I am me, and that's all I can be. So I give my own honest reaction to how I would view things and how I would like react to them. And yeah, some people don't like that. They like the more over exaggerated reactions, and that's just not who I am. Hey man, sometimes you have to just figure out what your forte is and what what you are willing and not willing to do. You only have one life, so it's good to make that choice and stick with it. I made that choice of, you know what? Personally, I again want to give you the version of myself that I give to everyone, because it's not a persona I'm creating here. So what you see is what you get, and I hope that that's more than enough for you to want to follow me, subscribe to my channel, support me over on Patreon. You can join my Discord as well, King Angel's Entertainment Lounge. We watch movies, album listens, a little bit of everything. I try to keep it as entertaining as possible. Sometimes it's quiet because I do divert my attention, obviously, to the show, because I am a one-man army. But slowly but surely, with more people engaging and interacting, it just makes the whole Discord experience a lot better. You can also support me on Twitch if you're willing. You can use your Amazon Prime, and that would be of great help to me for the time being until I launch my business. Well, this is a business, to be honest with you. I'm branding myself, but my my side business as well. Once I get that going, because I'm currently working on it, this is what I do for a living, and I love every minute of it. I'll be honest with you, I've never been happier. Yeah, things are a lot different now, but I don't know. I just realized that it's only one life. You only get one shot at this. I mean, you've heard me say this before if you've watched the show, but I take that to heart. Like, I really, really, truly believe that the time that we have in this world is limited, and you aren't certain of the future, and the past is already behind you. All you have is the present. And while I think that also happiness is a moment, I think it's a moment that's constantly repeated. It's not like something that just happens once. I don't think there's anything as like absolute happiness. Everything has its ups and downs, but me personally, I think that's what the beauty of life is. The play between, good things and bad things, the happiness that life can bring you, but also the grief or the tragedy, because it's part of life. There's so many things that are intertwined, and I don't know, I feel like it's extremely interesting, and yeah, that's kind of my opinion on that. Diggs, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining chat. I just started the stream, just kind of giving some, I guess, words of encouragement to myself. At this point, I view it as a mirror, but yeah. Another thing is this, which it's something else I say to myself, because you only have one life, it's gonna be okay. Through thick and thin, I mean, if you made it this far, just put your life into perspective, and I don't know, you start feeling a lot better about yourself, even with all the problems that you're going through. It's rough out there. It's rough, but I don't know. You either have the choice of being part of the group that adds to people's lives, even in the most minimum way, or part of the people that take away from them. And me personally, I don't know. I think it's easier and it's more peaceful to be part of the group that wants to add to your life. I don't know. It's just, again, I've said it before here, but I'm convinced that there are people that walk this earth thinking that they have multiple lives, without truly understanding that you only get one shot at this. Like, that's it. It's not like Eminem. You only get one shot at this. That's it. It's not like you don't die and then you come back. It's just, that's it. When you're gone, you're gone. There goes your goals, your hopes, and your dreams, and everything in between that. I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why I made decisions in my life to be able to now take this route. This is a new venture in my life, and I love it. Albeit, money is money, to be quite honest with you. But man, I feel very happy, content with my own self, and the fact that, I don't know, I feel at peace knowing that I'm doing something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, which is live stream, create content, make review videos, whatever, post on YouTube, be active on social media. It's not as easy as people want to paint it. It's not as simple, it's an extremely hard game, and you learn that real quick. Woo! You learn it real quick. And I don't know, this game humbles you, because there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of amazing content creators, there's a massive amount of live streamers that are just top notch, like extremely entertaining. They can hold an audience. Admirable. And then on top of that, there's just a sea of even more content creators that are extremely talented, and they are trying to make it in the game as well. Same as content creation, same as posting videos on YouTube, TikTok. It's, me personally, that's what I think. It's a cutthroat game, but I'm just very happy to be able to play in it. Again, you only get one life. You only get one shot at this shit. That's it. And I'm happy that, I don't know, I was able to make that choice for myself. Is it the best one? I don't know. Let's see. All I know is that it's going to be okay. And that's what I'm telling you today. It's going to be okay. If you made it this far, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Because if you're down, my dude, there's nowhere else to go but up. So I'll leave that part at that. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we will continue with the scammers that we were seeing yesterday, because of that fucking scammer that came into this live stream yesterday. But first, as promised, I found that video. We're gonna do that first. There's no copyright music on it, so we're gonna be able to see the full thing. It's sad, bruh. It's sad because this can happen to your grandparents, to your elderly. This can happen, dude. We saw the video yesterday, and we saw it was like a 25-year-old or something like that. Dude, being scammed can happen to anyone, and it can happen in any type of situation. But luckily, your boy's here to explain some shit to you, because I haven't been scammed, but I've been watching these scam shits for years now, and I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I'm a pro against these scammers. I can tell these scammers from a mile away, especially with the things that they say, the way they come into conversation. Come on now. Okay. So, as promised, this is the TikTok.
My grandpa passed away a few months ago. While going through his things in his room, my aunts found this box. Want to know what's inside? Let's take a look.
Dude, oh my goodness, dude.
Gift cards.
Remember, I mentioned it yesterday.
Why
I couldn't find it.
does Grandpa have so many gift cards? Well, scammers. All of these gift cards are no good anymore. We have looked them up, so if you see the numbers on them, you're welcome to look them up yourself, but they're all empty. My grandpa was a victim of scammers who got him to purchase all these gift cards and send the gift card information to the scammers. Like I said, all of these are used. I mean, it is hundreds of these, and they're all worth between $50 to $100.
Wow.
I think I saw a couple of $200 ones in here also. But look at this. Absolutely sickening. My grandfather was the victim of scam artists for the last several years of his life. Unfortunately, no one knew about it until it was too late. He has, like I said, he passed away. My grandma is still alive, and she is left with the burden of lots and lots of debt. My grandfather unknowingly took out lots of loans to pay for a lot of this stuff. And this is just the things that we found. This does not count all the money transfers he made to these people over time that called him, all the credit cards that have been run up from people because he gave out those credit card information online to people. Yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, it wasn't the smartest thing, but like I said, he was older. He had a lot of health problems. He had lots of strokes in his life, and he wasn't quite right. I mean, look at this. This isn't even the bottom. I mean, I'm just going to kind of just fan him out here. I mean, this is just crazy.
Bro.
So,
Dude, man, that's so sad, bro.
You are at a store, a grocery store, and you see someone buying a stack of gift cards, especially if it's an older person. Check in on them. Start a conversation with them. See if you can get somewhere with them. I mean, this is just insane. I don't even know how these stores sold him all of these. I mean, I have,
Wow.
in this bag here, all the receipts from these gift cards.
Oh my goodness.
All the receipts. I have them all. So, I have them from everything from Food Lion, Target, Food Lion, Target, Food Lion, Target.
They latched on to him. And they preyed on the fact that he was a person of age that had gone through a stroke, multiple strokes. And I mean, dude, that's just the... It breaks my heart, you know why? Because that... I could understand if it would happen to someone that's younger, because you could work towards recuperating that money. It's money. You know, you could win the lottery and you can make that money back. But I guess the older person could just as much, but they would only have to rely on the lottery part because they're older. Like, they can't get a job. So the money that they lost, that's it. And again, I mentioned it yesterday. She just mentioned it now. Like, he passed away and he left all that debt to his wife, who is also an elderly citizen, who now has to go through the end of her life. That's crazy. The end of her life, bro. Having to rely on someone else because she's not gonna get that money back. It's a legal purchase, like, and the cards were used, so it's not like they can go back to Target and try to get a refund for it. As much as they would want to call Steam or Best Buy or wherever the cards are from, that's it. That money's gone. They're not getting that shit back. That's crazy. We're gonna check her account real quick. I want to see if she posted. It says part 2, but I want to see what part 2 is. Because I think she mentioned... Well, let's see. I'm not going to say anything. Let's see.
I'm sure there's more in here too. But you can just see all the...
Oh my goodness, dude.
It's absolutely insane. So please, if you see somebody out there, help them out. Don't let this happen. Check on your grandparents. Check on your parents. Check on your aunts and uncles. Check on them. I mean, this is just crazy. So, I just thought that this should be something that people need to see. And like I said, now my grandma is left with probably $100,000 of debt.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to try to go through
Oh
these
my
and count them
goodness,
up. I
dude.
really don't even want to know the number because it's sickening. But I feel like, I don't know. Should I count them
Wow.
up? See how much is all these were worth? Let me know. I'll try to update.
It's 100K in debt, dude. That's crazy. Damn. Imagine going through your whole life, just like working, having taxes deducted from your paycheck each time you get paid, paying into the system, all your life, dude, just to the last years of your life after having gone through so much, and dude, you have to like die in debt, dude. Or not only that, give all your money away, and then the person that you're with is now left with debt. Like, where's she gonna get 100K from? She's not gonna get it from anywhere. It's not. There's no feasible, logical way that an elderly citizen is gonna, unless she plays a lottery. You never know. Maybe she's lucky like that, and she'll win money. She'll recuperate that. But grounded in reality, $100,000 in debt if you're an elderly citizen, yeah, I mean, wow. And that's, again, this is just so sad, dude. I don't have grandparents alive, but my parents are alive and they're elderly citizens, and I try to kind of keep up with what they're like. Even though we live in different countries, I still ask them, like, I advise them that they just be careful what you look at, what you're getting in like WhatsApp and shit, because you never know. Don't give out your personal information. And I mentioned it yesterday, and I'm gonna re-say it today again. And I'm gonna repeat myself again today, I guess. These media outlets, because we saw that video of the FBI.gov website where poor Glenda, 81 years old, 5-year probation. She became a money mule for a romance scam. And on top of that, she became the face of romance scams for the elderly on said FBI.gov webpage. So that same PSA should be broadcast on every single media outlet, regardless of the way it leans. Regardless of it leaning moderate, left, whatever, CNN, MSNBC, blah, 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 all that crap, all the way to the other side, Fox News, Newsmax, the other one, what is it, One America, all that shit. They should all make deals with those media outlets, especially the ones where elderly citizens are more prone to watch. They should repeat that PSA and just like consistently have that every other commercial, repeating it, because that's who are victims of, who are the most victims, like they are victimized the most, when it comes to scams, especially like online scams and like romance scams, phone scams. It's the elderly. That's who they prey on. Like I just mentioned, Glenda, 81 years old. Jeez, poor Glenda, bro. That sucks. Okay, so this is Memory Foam Part 2.
This is a part 2 follow-up of my grandpa's box of gift cards. I just wanted to address a few comments and answer a few questions that some of you all had. But first, I want to just thank you all so much for your support. And please like and share the video to spread this awareness around.
Sorry.
Let's get this one out of the way. One commenter said, if you paid any attention to him, you would have known much sooner.
Oh, hey, Ty. Good morning.
Do not speak to my grandparents
just a
lot.
t-shirt.
We were not very close, unfortunately. My parents and their daughter, my aunt, spoke to them daily and were in contact with them daily. They knew that there were things going on. They tried to stop it. Unfortunately, it's very hard to be able to take over someone's finances. They did have a court date set to go to court to be able to have the judge turn over everything to them. But before that court date occurred, Grandpa did come to the realization of what was happening and did turn over all of his financial things to my aunt, and she did take it.
This one is, it's one of my favorite t-shirts. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's my Mars Volta t-shirt. Amazing band. Shout out to Omar and Cedric.
Take over his finances from then on out. So yes, we knew about it, and it is a very hard situation. One commenter asked if Grandma can tell the story. Grandma, she's 80-some years old. This was something that was very upsetting when it happened, and she realized what was happening to her and her husband. I don't want to speak to, it's too hard of a subject to speak about with her right now, and I really don't want to bring that up. I do have my aunts and my parents that I can speak to about this.
Dude, it's not as easy as it seems. I mean, she's 80-something years old. It's not that she's not going to understand. It's just that she's probably in a state of shock. Again, imagine working your whole life and then finding yourself in this position because someone else gave the money away. That sucks. I mean, if you think about it, me personally, like, one of my biggest fears is, dude, just growing old and not having any money. I don't care about growing old alone or anything like that. It's the not having money part that really scares me, because I have seen firsthand how elderly citizens are treated when they don't have, like, money and shit. I'm good. Like, I don't know, man. I'd rather try to work my whole life and try to see how I can, like, invest my money and shit, or try to see what I can do. Worst case scenario, I'll just buy some, like, land in Dominican Republic far away from everyone, and I'll just move there, grow some weed, and grow my food and just live there. Hell, a lot of people do that shit. But she's 80-something years old. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, what part of the story would you want Grandma to say? Like, she's probably embarrassed by the whole situation. On top of the money problem that she's $100,000 in debt, she's probably embarrassed by it as well. If I did some shit like this, my wife would probably be pretty embarrassed of me. Like, no lie. I mean, she don't love me, but she'd probably be pretty embarrassed. Hell, I'd be embarrassed of myself. And again, it's not his own fault. Because, for example, yesterday we saw Glenda's case. It's not like, it's not her fault per se. She fell for a scam. Anyone can fall for a scam. Especially with how advanced these scammers are getting. It's crazy. Not only these graphic designer scammers, now you have everything. It's just like from followers to, it's just like a bare minimum kind of thing. And I mentioned it yesterday. They're even on LinkedIn. It has to be like the worst app, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not even really social media. Business social media, I guess, or whatever the fuck it's called. It's the worst of the worst. And even there's a whole bunch of scammers, dude. It's trying to look for easy ways to be able to take people's money. And we're going to see a few videos of people that have been affected by that. We saw some yesterday, but we're going to see some today as well. Why not? Can you remind me what that is again? I have no idea.
My aunt knows a lot more than anybody else. I am going to sit down with her and get all the information and make another video to post. I love this comment. There should be public education for elderly, like in between old shows. Have multiple the more you know commercials. Yes, absolutely yes.
Especially in the mornings. and I mentioned it on both sides of the spectrum, left or right, MSNBC, CNN, or Fox News. Specifically Fox News, because their demographic tends to be the older generation. So if it needs to get to that, they need to do that. There has to be something that they talk about this, because people need to know. People, that they have to be informed. There's scams everywhere. There's the government scams that we saw yesterday. It's one of the things that Kid Boga does. Shout out Kid Boga. Shout out Scammer Revolt and all those other content creators that scam the scammers and waste their time and piss them off, and everything that you guys do. You're doing God's work. I don't even believe in that shit, but you're doing it. So not all heroes wear capes. Because, again, this person gave almost $100,000, or is in debt $100,000. We're gonna see a video in a few minutes of another person that got scammed, and this person lost $11,500. So yesterday we saw one that was $3,000, another one that was $1,000, and one of the ones that we saw that was the one that was $1,000 was an Uber here in the States. So it's not only something that's being done internationally, targeting North Americans or targeting the US. It's here in the US, targeting people here in the US as well. So it's scams everywhere. It's like Oprah just doing scams everywhere. You get a scam, you get a scam, everyone gets a scam. But I do agree with this comment. There should be PSAs repeating this consistently to everyone, including the elderly, specifically the elderly. But it should be everyone. Although, and albeit, you have more access to. Hold on, I'll leave this on.
I do agree with that. I have no connections on how to do that. I'm just a girl in Virginia. I don't know anything about that. So if you have connections to somebody who can make this happen, please do that. This needs to be something that is more talked about and spread out. I had one commenter say that cashiers really need to prevent this from happening. Unfortunately, it's really hard to prevent this. Scammers do tell these people exactly what to say and do, and what kind of gift cards to buy, what stores to go to get away with it. And I believe the max that you can get in one transaction is about $2,000. I could be wrong though. Going through some of the receipts, the most Grandpa spent in one transaction was $450. Most of those transactions though were $100 to $200 each.
Crazy.
And one commenter asked to please explain the scam to her. Not to be rude, just confused on how it's happening. Like I said, I don't know exactly what was said to Grandpa. I will find out more, but from a quick Google search, I did find some things that were most likely said. One of the common ones, scams that happen, is meeting somebody on a dating website. And
it doesn't have to be a dating website. They target people on Facebook. They target you on Twitter. They target you and all these different social media websites, or wherever there are multiple people that create accounts. So it's not only that. We saw it yesterday. Again, Glenda, 81 years old. So keep that in mind. This is the scam that she fell for.
And here they make up stories to trick you into sending them gift cards or money. Unfortunately,
I don't think this is the one that he fell for, though. I don't think it's this one.
See some of these in the comments that you have had some people have had family members that this has happened to. So that's one of the scams. Another scam is the scammer pretends to be a family or friend or family member, an emergency that needs money right away. That's also a very common scam that happens. The caller will also tell the person exactly what gift cards to buy, may even specifically tell you what stores to go to and what to say so the cashiers are not suspicious. So that's the information that I can share for now. This is all the gift cards here. I did organize them all. I've started taking accounts. I have a rough number, but I don't want to see it yet until I go through the receipts, because some of these gift cards are blank. They're not labeled, so you don't know how much the original ones were. There's like 100 and something of those. So
Wow.
as soon as I get an accurate count, I will post an update with that amount. And I found some receipts, also some wire transfers with people's names on it and where they're from and who we sent these to. So I'm gonna try to grab some screenshots and make a update on that. But please, like, share this, make this aware, share this to your parents, your grandparents. Just share it, please. Thank you. This is a...
Dude, that's crazy. Let's check out... I want to see part 3. No, that's part 1, part 2.
My grandpa passed away.
Nope. Oh, no.
My grandpa passed away.
Part 1, part 2. Oh, okay. So there is no update on the amount yet. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Dang. Alright, I'll leave this open. Let's check this one out. So I'm reading off of WMTV, NBC15.com. This is Madison. Oh, nice. Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. Madison woman loses $11,500 to gift card scam. The BBB reports consumers lose an average of $700 in the prepaid scam. Oh boy. So this was written by Gabriella Rusk, published June 13th, 2022. Again, this is from Madison, Wisconsin. So one woman is out thousands of dollars after losing her money in a prepaid scam. Kim Grove says her stack of Apple gift cards amounts to $11,500. Some people don't ever see that amount of money in their bank account. You feel me? Let alone buying gift cards that the total sum of it ends up being that's insane. $11,000 is, yeah, wow. She says, I kept them all, said Grove. When you look back at it and you look at the whole thing, it's plainly obvious it was a stupid scam. So, she says it started when she received an email about a recent online purchase stating she had ordered a TV and video gaming equipment through Amazon. Grove says she had not bought anything like this and clicked on the link in the email to file a claim. Damn. Shortly after, Grove says she received a phone call from someone claiming to be Amazon telling her that her account was hacked and that the company would refund her $400. According to Grove, the imposter had her log on to an electronic banking website and enter her account information to receive the money back. He goes, "Oh no, it looks like there was a mistake. We just refunded you $4,000, not $400, remembered Grove. And I was like, oh, that's not cool. That means I owe you $3,600. After trying a few options online to send the money back, Grove was told she could reimburse the overpayment by purchasing Apple gift cards. She bought $500 worth of gift cards and sent him the corresponding information. Every time I did that, there was some sort of mistake, like it didn't go through or it was blocked by their software, recalled Grove. I kept going back to the store and getting more and more of these gift cards to fix the problem. Before long, Grove had racked up $11,500 worth of Apple gift cards until realizing it was all part of a scam. So, look at this graph. Left-hand side, prepaid scams, which is what we're talking about. Gift cards. They call you with some sort of problem. If you've seen Kit Boga, you've probably seen that he's pretty famous in regards to this. His videos are all around social media, and he's been doing it for quite some time now. The beauty of him is he wastes their time, but not only does he do that, he exposes their true intentions, dude. And some of the things that these scammers say, the absolute disregard for people's lives and their finances, the money that they have or whatever. The I want your money and period, and I don't care about what happens to you is 100% real. And many of the scammers that Kitpoga ends up talking to, albeit it's on the phone, I mean, come on now, but they say some pretty fucked up shit. Like, they've mentioned, like, you know, everything from killing him to, or threatening with a whole bunch of other shit. They insult, like, really badly, which is whatever. That's bullshit. But a lot of them have also been completely honest and just say, like, I don't care about who I'm scamming. I'm broke. I want the money. Which, yeah, it's an even deeper issue. It all sucks in general. And the only person that ends up being affected by this whole thing is the person that will never see their money again. Again, $11,000. That's quite a hefty amount of money. It's not $1,000. I mean, $1,000, it could hurt you lose that. Like, you losing it. Like, I get it, but $11,000, bro. There's people that don't see that in their life, or work really hard to be able to, at some point, have $11,000 in their bank account saved, or people getting, like I mentioned before, winning the lottery. They get that amount of money. There you go, boom. But it's not something that you just have. It's not easily accessible, especially with how expensive things are here, to just have $11,000 like that. And this person gave it to them in Apple gift cards. Scammed. That's crazy. And it's sad, and again, it's just money that you're just never going to see again. That's it. So yeah, prepaid scams, an average loss is $700. All other scams amounts to like $169. So it says the Better Business Bureau says consumers lose an average of $700 in this scam, compared to the average loss of $169 for any other type of scam. So, the prepaid scam. Grove is just one of many people across the country who has lost hundreds of dollars in the prepaid card scam. The Better Business Bureau says consumers lose an average of $700 in this scam, compared to the average loss of $169 for any other type of scam. Tiffany Bernard Schultz, the Southwest Wisconsin Regional Director for the Better Business Bureau, says it's significantly more money that the consumers are losing to these gift card scams. Scammers love the fact that you cannot trace any form of payment on a gift card, added Bernard Schultz. As soon as you provide those numbers, it's gone. Once a consumer scratches off those numbers and provides them to a scammer immediately has your money. The bottom line is that they want to get your money, and it's an easy way to get your money because it can't be traced, explained Bernard Schultz. The BBB has found elderly victims lose the most money in a prepaid scam. It makes you feel dumb, she admits. I'm a professional, well-educated person, and I still fell for it. Kim Grove. We read yesterday about how you have to be extremely careful when you receive phishing calls, because even just saying like half of a word now, with how advanced AI technology is, they can record your voice and use that to put it into like an AI interface, and it recreates your voice, and you can have it say sentences and paragraphs, anything you want. And they're using that to be able to scam people, and to be able to they call people to say that, oh, under that voice, because I've been kidnapped, or whatever the case may be, or they need like money. You have to send this amount of money to be able to free this person, and it's all a lie. But that's how far this whole scamming shit has gone to. Like, it's crazy. Not only do you have to be careful now with phone scams when they call you, now you have to be careful about people receiving phone calls thinking it's you. Or one of the cases that we saw yesterday was the person fell for a scam because when they got the phone call on their cell phone, it had the picture and it was under the name of her sister. So obviously she picked up the phone because it all matched the information that she had saved up on her phone about her sister, like the picture that she had for her, address and all that information. And when she picked up the phone, it was someone completely different because they had I guess piggybacked on that phone number and they called said person that was scammed, and yeah, she ended up giving them money. It was like $3,000, something like that. Not everyone has $2,000 or $3,000 just lying around like that. I certainly don't. Do you in chat? If you're viewing me, do you have like $2,000 or $3,000 just lying around like that for a scammer to just rob from you? Because it's robbing. You're being robbed. It's just let's call it for what it is. It's thieves that are manipulating you into giving them money. And again, they come in all different type of forms and shapes. Graphic designers. They do it for like marketing for content creators. Same thing on LinkedIn. There's romance scams. There's the phone scams. There's Google scams. There's the click the link scam. There's the one that they send you on the text that your Amazon account is suspended, but has like a whole bunch of like different characters. Like it's extremely weird. There's a Discord one as well. They join your Discord and they're just trying to sell you like followers or like Bitcoin or some shit like that. It's weirdo loser shit. And it's just the internet is full of them. And it gets tiring. And people just keep falling for it. That's why there's so many of them that pop up, because it's a lucrative business. Because you get people like this that fell for it. And I'm not judging the person that fell for the scam. But the fact of the matter is they still fell for it. So they still gave the $11,500, which just made someone else richer through manipulation, lies, and thievery. I hope they step on a Lego every day of their lives. I hope you get I hope you get constipated a whole lot during your whole life, and that causes you like bowel issues. Listen. Impossible to trace because there is no paper trail. Grant Sheriff Nate Dreckman says it's nearly impossible for his deputies to track the scammers down. It's an extreme challenge for law enforcement, said Dreckman. People have lost a lot of money. In the last few months, Sheriff Dreckman says his department have investigated or received reports about nearly 30 cases involving a scam like this. Everything was fake accounts, fake names, fake emails, said Dreckman. It was just a dead end. Another obstacle is that many of these scams originate from elsewhere in the country or even overseas, where local law enforcement doesn't have jurisdiction. The best we can do is educate people, said Dreckman. If somebody offers you something and you want to pay in gift cards, it's a scam. And this is what the Amazon gift cards look like. And we saw yesterday as well how scammers will attach with, they'll use like glue. They'll paste another carton like this that looks exactly like a gift card. They put one on the bottom where the original barcode goes, or they'll put a barcode over the barcode that comes originally on the gift card, and they'll scam you like that too. We saw that yesterday. It's everything. You go into a 7-Eleven, you have to check the credit card machine because that could have a key, like a keypad over it, and they're scamming you. And you're putting in your card there, trying to buy a box of cigarettes or a fucking taquito, and all of a sudden you're down $500, $600, $700. Or they wipe your account out. And it's all because that credit card machine has a keypad on it. And we saw the videos yesterday. Check it out. It's on my video section in the live portion and on YouTube. And you can like, comment, subscribe, and share it out to your loved ones. But again, they have the keypad on top, and in the videos you see them detach it. You'll see the original keypad, where the one that's provided by the bank at the bottom, but they detach the one that the scammers put on top, and they skim your card, and they have all of your information right there. I saw another video that I was trying to look for. I'm gonna look for it now on TikTok once we're done with this one. Now that it just popped into my head. But some people are using like credit card readers that are used by like Square and whatnot that you just like tap, and they'll put it in their pockets. And while you're walking, dude, they'll like bump into you, and it'll beep on their, like, if you have like credit cards and whatnot, it'll beep on your on their scanner, and it works on like phones. So if you have like your phone, it scans your Apple Pay or whatever the fuck it is, and dude, they'll empty out your account. Bruh, that's crazy. Let me see if I can find that video. We also saw the video yesterday of someone getting scammed because they purchased what was an iPhone, paid what was it, like $700-800 for it, and it was not an iPhone at all. Had the OS on it. It had like the iOS, but it was not an actual iPhone. Crazy. Hey, Snoochie Boochie, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. We're going through like we're talking about scams today, and we are on. I'm trying to find this. See, this is what I don't appreciate. Let's see. Scam iPhone reader. Let's see. Maybe it pops up like this. Dang. Let's see. See. Where is this? Dang. I'll look for it. Another video that I popped into my head, and now I don't remember where it is. And I don't remember the name of it. Thank you very much, Snooch. I really appreciate that. Yeah, dude. It's scams everywhere. This person, this case that we're reading about right now in this article, it's a person from Madison, Wisconsin, and she lost $11,500 in Apple gift cards to scammers. So, yeah. This says preying on emotions. Now, back on her feet, Grove says losing all that money was a financial and emotional hardship, something she still is working to process months later. It makes you feel dumb, she admits. I'm a professional, well-educated person, and I still fell for it. Though she knows it's not an excuse, Grove says during this time she was very ill and waiting to have surgery done, which makes her believe she was vulnerable and not in the right headspace. The video that we saw previous to starting this article, the one about the grandpa, he had suffered 3 strokes. So it's a trend. Not only is it in a certain demographic, which is the older demographic that they're targeting, they're preying on people that already have problems in their own life, and in this case it's like health issues. Dude, that pains me so much. Again, I understand it in a general sense, it sucks, but a younger person can work towards recuperating that money at some point, because it's money. You could could have it one day and you could lose it the next, or you can have no money one day and then be like filthy rich the next day. But someone that's already in their 80s, they don't have the same opportunity to be able to recuperate that money. So again, the case that we saw previous with the grandpa, he left her with $100,000 worth of debt. Left his wife when he passed away. That's crazy. That's insane. When it takes some people to pay off their student loan debt, decades. Dude, I have a cousin that was in college like 35 years ago and she's still paying for student loan debt. And it wasn't even that expensive back then. Let alone like now, students have to go into debt for like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. But at least in hindsight, you have time to be able to, like hypothetically speaking, you have time to be able to pay that off. But if you're 81 years old and you're $100,000 in debt, yeah, you're not. That's it. Like, there's not really much you're gonna do after that. It's crazy, damn. And then and the last years of your life, being in that situation, and it wasn't even your fault. Because at least if it was you that would have spent the money, you could say, yeah, you know what, damn, I made the mistake. But the person that did it passed away, so it's like you can't even tell this person, like, damn, you screwed me over, man. You ruined my life, or the last years of my life. Bruh. Especially here in the US, where you work your whole life and you pay taxes. Like, again, I don't have a problem with paying taxes, but the fact of the matter is, it's deducted from each one of your paychecks. And you're an elderly citizen. Bro, my dad worked like 45 years at the same place. So could you imagine all that time working and you just give it away to a scammer because you fell for a scam? That pains my heart, bro. That's crazy. Listen, they make it seem so important and so vital that you deal with this right now, said Grove. It just takes over, and it's the only thing you can focus on until you resolve the issue. Law enforcement says this urgency is something they hear often from victims. It's kind of scary how influential these scammers are to certain people, said Dreckman. They just continuously pester and pester and pester until these people eventually give in. The BBB reports that others who have fallen victim felt an intense pressure. They don't want you to have time to think, and they don't want you to have time to do your research, because if you do, they're going to lose you, said Bernard Schultz. A scammer never wants you to think about whether or not this could be a scam. They want to get it done right now, which we see in scam after scam after scam, said Grove. In this case, they really conveyed the emergency and the emotional attachment. Wow. The Federal Trade Commission says Amazon is now the top brand user for impersonation, recently surpassing Social Security Administration and Publishers Clearinghouse. Dang. Not even Amazon. So impersonating big brands. According to data from the Better Business Bureau, hundreds of scam tracker reports were filed in 2021 for scams involving an Amazon impersonation. Really quickly, yesterday we mentioned that 2022 was the highest recorded year in scams. So scammers made about $8.8 billion worth of money that was taken out of people's accounts during the year of 2022, the highest ever recorded. So the problem isn't going down; it's being expanded, I guess, at this point. And listen, I'm convinced that companies in this country are in on it. I'm convinced. I mean, obviously, we've had data leaks of Facebook and the social media apps selling our information to other companies and shit, and like marketing companies and advertisement companies and whatnot. But I think AT&T, Verizon, all these places, they do the same thing as well. You feel me? Because how are these scammers getting the phone numbers from? Like, who's selling it to them? How are they getting this information? How is it being leaked? Because I'll give you an example, and I can only speak for myself. I don't put my phone number in places like that. I'm very, very cautious of where I put my information, and I still get a whole bunch of these scammer calls and the texts and all that. I get the Amazon ones. I get all of these things, and I don't understand where it's coming from. So if it's not me putting my information in different places, then it's one of the services that I'm paying for. They are selling my information to any other company. I'm looking at you, Verizon. I'm looking at you, Comcast. What's good? Because who's getting my information? How are they getting it? I don't get it. Same thing. I've met and had this conversation with other people as well. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is how weird this is. Before I continue on reading it, and it's specifically about Amazon. And dang it, I might just try to look for it because it has to be somewhere in one of these drawers. Your boy made a mistake once, and I was doing laundry, and I just picked everything up that was dark colored or like black because I had separated by colors, but I didn't realize that there was some corduroy pants that my wife had. No, not corduroy. What is it? Dang. Cashmere. There were some cashmere pants that she had specifically told me not to put in the washing machine because it was going to ruin it. I just picked up all the clothing. I didn't really notice that it was there or not, so I put everything in, and the deal was that I ruined those cashmere pants that she had bought. Expensive, so that's my own fault. I was not careful, and I should have had my eyes open a little bit more and be a little bit more cautious about what I was doing. But that's neither here nor there. It happened. We had a huge fight about it, and she was very vocal about what I did. I kid you not. We went to work the next day. When we got back home from work, I went to go check the mail, and in the mail there was a box from Amazon, small box like this, and in that box, and it said it had a sticker on the outside that said sample, but it was from Amazon because it had like the whole address and shit and everything. And when I opened the box, it had it has, because that box is still here, it has 2 sample packets of detergent specifically for cashmere pants. The next day, and I have witnesses to that. I have witnesses to it. I took pictures of that. I posted about it. Obviously my wife was there with me as well. I still have that box. It has a date on it when we received it and everything. It's been one of the freakiest things that's happened to me when it comes to not necessarily like scams, but it's the fact that I don't know, they're just fucking listening. That's neither here nor there when it comes to like the scamming portion of everything, but it does have to do with Amazon. And yeah, not only do you have to be careful about people trying to take your information and scam you, but they are actively listening into the things that you are talking about, which is why obviously you get things that you were talking about, ads of those same things on whatever social media site that you're using, whether it's Instagram or TikTok. It's happened to me. Yeah, and whichever one I use, it happens to me there. And TikTok makes it, they're slick about it, because sometimes what they do is, instead of putting an actual ad, like a paid partnership ad or an ad that you just scroll by, they'll post. I'll have videos pop up on my For You page that are related to the product that I was talking about. So for example, I mentioned cat litter, for example, and I'll get a video of someone that's reviewing cat litter, and they'll like review different ones, but the one that they review the best is the one that the ad is like being paid for, but you don't see it in the bottom until you scroll down and it says like paid partnership on it. They're slick. They're trying to get you to buy those products whichever way possible. It's no longer a Burger King and an Iron Man movie. Now they're just using those TikTok videos and using social media, but doing it in a kind of cool, sly way. And gotta hand it to them. You don't know what's coming, and it most of the time it doesn't work, but sometimes it kind of gets you thinking, like, I wonder if that's actually pretty good. But I'll never forgive Amazon for that shit. So again, not only do we have to worry about scammers and phone scams and romance scams, or like scams that are sent to your emails, links, texts, we also have to worry about them listening into your conversations because they're trying to sell you shit like that. Wow. It's no wonder there's some people that just don't go on social media. They just don't use any of this shit, because if you really think about it, it's just giving companies and corporations and advertisers and marketers just like free will to do like whatever they want with your information. It's like we're just numbers for these people, and just like passing on our shit to selling our information off to other companies so that they can try to scam us or make money off of us. It's crazy. And no, I don't need cat litter, so please, I'm good with the one that I have. Don't try to force feed me this crap on social media now. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Listen to this. So, impersonating big brands. According to data from the Better Business Bureau, I just read this. Hundreds of scam tracker reports were filed in 2021 for scams involving an Amazon impersonation. The Federal Trade Commission says it's now the top brand used for impersonation, recently surpassing Social Security Administration and Publishers Clearinghouse. I don't even know what that is. Amazon is a trusted company. Like, I don't know what that has to do with the scam, but we'll look into it now. Bernhard Schultz said, scammers are banking on the fact that you have an Amazon account. The BBB says consumers should always check your Amazon account before getting concerned about an email or phone call regarding an online order. If these fraudulent charges are not in your Amazon account, it's a scam. You can go ahead and hang up or delete that email, she added. Here are the top brands / organizations used for impersonation. 1. Amazon. Number 2. Social Security Administration. Number 3. Publishers Clearinghouse. Number 4. PayPal. Number 5. Medicare. Number 6. Microsoft. Number 7. Apple. Number 8. Walmart. Number 9. Cash Advance America. Number 10. Facebook. Dude, there's so many Facebook Marketplace scams. Bruh. We're gonna look into that one next, because that one's pretty interesting. There's some like really interesting stories about people that have had like really bad experiences purchasing things on Facebook Marketplace. Albeit I do know people that have had success and they have sold a whole bunch of things on there and have purchased things as well, but not everyone has that same luck. Same with like Craigslist. Not everyone has that same luck that many other people have. I've had great luck on Craigslist buying things, but I've also heard of stories of people that have not. But let's see. You can file a scam tracker report. So if you or someone you know experiences a prepaid or gift card scam or any other type of scam, you're encouraged to submit it to the Better Business Bureau scam tracker website. You can do so here. You know what? I'll post this here for you guys. It's really important that you guys know that there's actually things that you can do. Because, again, anyone can be scammed. We watched that video yesterday. Jim Browning. Shout out to Jim Browning. Dude, wow. I don't think he uses copyright music. Let's see. Awesome. I mean, Jim Browning is just amazing because he goes into their computers and he like messes up their systems and whatnot. He went into their webcam. He goes into the webcams or into their security cams, and yeah, just like exposes like the whole thing. But it's just a long video. I don't want to watch that whole like 16 16 minutes and 58 seconds, but let's see if maybe we can just watch a minute or two that does not have, albeit this is not Jim Browning, this is cnet.com. Let's see. It says, people are fighting back against gift card scammers. Here's how. This is from cnet.com. It was written by Ian Scher, published November 30th, 2021. Let's see, daily charge. It's a whole lot of information. Okay. 1 second. I'm just trying to open up. Just taking off the video player.
Creating YouTube videos, I've always wondered what scam call centers looked like. But because it's difficult for me to get to Delhi, I've done the next best thing. I've got someone in Delhi to help me out. And that someone is Carl Rock. He's another YouTuber, and there'll be a good bit more about his channel later in this video. So between us, we've managed to expose yet another call center. This one is called Renewed Technology of the Rohini district of New Delhi. And this video is going to describe how we managed.
Just want to reiterate. Again, this is not specific to a certain part of the world. Scammers are everywhere. Again, there are scammers here in the U.S. as well that scam people in this same country. So it's not, again, only centered in certain parts of the world. Because, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. There are scammers everywhere. There are scammers here, there are scammers there, there are scammers everywhere. So again, this video is specific to whatever country he's talking about, because that's the country that he's talking about. But just want to reiterate that, because it's the same thing that happened yesterday, and it's not just focused on one place. Scams can happen anywhere in the world. Anywhere. Okay, so just want us to be on the same page here. All right, let's continue with this video by Jim Browning. It's called Tech Support Scams, and this one's called Destroying a Scam Call Center, and this is off of, again, cnet.com, and it's an article called People Are Fighting Back Against Gift Card Scammers, and here's how. Continue.
To take this call center completely out of action.
Critical alert from Michael.
Like a lot of other scam call centers, Renewed Technology pays a third party to divert a phone number to their call center at certain times of the day whenever they have people ready to man the phones. These are 2 examples of the pop-ups which were used by this call center. There's a UK and a US version of it. And of course, this sort of pop-up deliberately freezes your PC and is an audible warning to try and attract phone calls. And it doesn't matter who phones the number, they will get young or old in any profession, including nurses.
Thank you for calling support. This side, Mac. How may I help you?
Yes, my computer's beeping. It says someone signed on to my computer, and it's suspicious activity, and I could get an infection from it.
I'm really sorry to hear that, ma'am. Can I ask you what exactly you was doing when you got that kind of a message or an alert, ma'am?
All I did was put in the American Heart Association. All I did was typed in AmericanHeartAssociation.org to print I'm a nurse and I took a CPR class.
These fake virus adverts typically reside on websites which are quite close to the real thing, but maybe misspelled by a couple of letters.
Okay, so this one specifically, again, we're Jim Browning is explaining internet scams. So this one is those pop-ups that you see whenever you go into websites, or you'll see them on the sides of the websites as well. Click here, your computer's infected, some crap like that. I personally have never clicked on any of those links, but there are people that do. There are people that don't know that you're obviously not supposed to click on that. That's phishing. It's a scam and whatnot. And there are a lot of people that fall for it. Like there are a lot of people that go through this. That's why Jim Browning does it, but that's what Kit Bolga does as well. He focuses on the internet scams that they then have these conversations with them. They'll block your computer. They will blackmail you until you pay them so that they can deactivate your computer. Not deactivate. Basically, like give you access to it as well because they change all the passwords, and you're literally just blocked out of the computer that you paid for. Some of them have to even get like brand new computers and open up new emails, change like their bank accounts and whatnot because they just have all of their information. It's crazy. It's insane, and it sucks because it's preying on good people not knowing about certain situations. Because this person was trying to look for, she's a nurse, and she's trying to look for her CPR certificate because she took the class for it. And she went into the American Heart Association.org webpage, and she found herself with one of those ads that said that her computer was infected. She fell right into the scam, and this is where we are right now. So it's pretty sad. Dang. Hopefully, well, let's see.
And now that he has the call, this scammer will attempt to get money out of his victim. When I phoned Renew Technology, just like the nurse before me, they tried to convince me that it was a real virus and that I needed to pay something for new security. So most people who do fall for this sort of scam aren't even aware that they're a victim. I fast forwarded through the scam to the point where Steve Smith, whose real name is Mohammed Aftab, is trying to get me to pay for this software.
Our services and feel comfortable about it, sir. You can upgrade it at any point of time, sir.
He's typed in renowncomputer.com. There's a link in the description, but I suspect this site won't be around for very much longer.
Always upgrade the security anytime, and we will be purchasing the security in front of you.
One of the things that we mentioned yesterday was that we saw in a video, and I'm just going to repeat it, is trust your gut. And also, look for little things. Like, there's certain things that it won't always be like that, but...
There's a link in the description, but I suspect this site...
So let's just, really quickly, chat, what would catch your eye first thing? Because it caught my eye as soon as they put the previous image. I noticed it, and... yeah. Renown doesn't have the K in it, so it's spelled RENOWN. It's those little things, inconsistencies. You can tell when it's a typo, but when there's just too many inconsistencies with how the message is being communicated, aka how things are spelled. When things are not spelled correctly, come on, you can kind of tell, like, we're not going down a very good path here, and Renown should have a K in it, and it doesn't, so it looks oddly suspicious. Yeah, let's see what else.
Be around for very much longer.
Always upgrade the security anytime, and we will be purchasing the security in front of you. Whatever we will be going to do, sir, will be done in front of you only, sir.
My keylogger shows clearly that his password is Anshu@00. This is not an insignificant password.
And I need to tell you, sir, just need to let you know about it. In today's time, never use any device without a security, sir. You can see what we are putting is an advanced identity protector, sir.
Let's ignore his waffle here for a second and look carefully at the delivery address. The name is clearly Himanshu Nigam.
It will again come back without putting the security, sir.
As it turns out, Himanshu Nigam is the managing director of this company. The real name is Renewed Technologies, not Renown Computer.
Write it down, my details on a piece. It's a Visa card or a MasterCard which you'll use for the payment, sir.
Whilst I'm keeping him busy pretending to pay him, I'm actually making a reverse connection to his PC and downloading some of his files. Some of the documents reveal that they have several different aliases. Renowned Computers is one, WebInfo LLC is another, and some other older checks showed that they used the name Tech Philosophers LLC. But most revealing of all was a password-protected spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I had the full details of all of their victims and just how much money Renewed Technologies had made in the last 3 months. Nearly $90,000. There were other tabs in this spreadsheet which clearly showed that they pretended to be QuickBook tech support and also aimed their pop-ups at UK people. But I still wanted to find out more about who these scammers were. I had the names of the managing directors, but who were the people manning the phones? This is why it's always useful whenever a scammer logs on to their personal Facebook page. Here we have Mohammed Aftab looking at a Facebook page called Call Centers Forum. These forum pages advertise legitimate business, but also scams. When Aftab goes back to his personal page, I can see exactly who it is that's logged in. And from that Facebook page, it's possible to get a better look at the person who tried to scam me.
Bruh. Get him. Get him, Jim. Yes. Sorry. It's just, again, it could be any part of the world. I don't really give a shit. But you're scamming people. You're a thief. You're robbing people of their life savings. Now, just get him. Oh man, dude, he went into his Facebook. He has all of his information. He reversed whatever the hell it was, the connection or I don't know what the hell he did, but he went into his computer, downloaded all the stuff. Get him, Jim. Oh man.
This is what he looks like. And I was also able to find out the names of all of the other scammers. Praveen, Chander, Sonny, Manish, Shivan, Peter and Sahil. This spreadsheet shows that they're taking gift cards as payments as well. eBay, GameStop, Gateway, Xbox, Target amongst others. But I wanted to find out exactly where this call centre was. When I looked at Zubacorp for Renewed Technology Private, it gave one address. But yet, when I looked at Google Maps for Reowned Computer, it gave a completely different address. Close by, but still I didn't know exactly where this was. So this is where I needed a bit of help from my friend Carl Rock. Carl is originally from New Zealand, but he now lives in Delhi, and he produces lots of videos on what it's like to live in India. Some of those
I don't know who Carl Rock is, but I'm gonna definitely check out his videos this afternoon because I'm interested. Hell yeah.
Videos include all about scammers and travel safety, but he also has a much more realistic view of the rest of India. I would really encourage you to have a look and subscribe.
You know what we're going to check out after this? Boom. Yes. We're going to check out actual scams that happen in tourist locations. There's a lot of those videos on TikTok and they explain it. Dude, we're going to go down that rabbit hole for a little bit because that one is pretty interesting too. And there are plenty of videos of people that actually record the scam happening like right then and there, and I think that's pretty interesting. So we're gonna watch more of this. We're gonna read this article, and then we're gonna jump into that part of TikTok. Hell yeah.
To Carl's channel. Carl's channel will tell you about the real India and how much Indians actually hate the people who are running scams. Please take a look. So thanks to Carl and another one of my subscribers, I managed to get a number of pictures of this call centre. It sat above a solicitor's office in Rohini in Delhi. The agents only operated at night time because that was the US daytime. There was no obvious signage that this was indeed Renewed Technologies Private Limited, so Carl's wife asked the solicitors downstairs whether there was a call centre above them. She confirmed this. And I've linked to Carl's version of the video down below.
Oh shit.
He wasn't able to see into the offices because, as you can see, there's some blackout curtains. There was usually a window open and they seemed to be using it as an ashtray. The agents would use a door at the side of the premises whenever the US shift started. So I spent the next few days and weeks working out exactly how the scam centre operated. I observed how they bought pop-ups from various vendors. I saw them make outbound calls pretending to be Yahoo and Apple. I even watched them create one of their outbound robocalls. And if you're a patron of mine, you can see a much more detailed version of this video in your feed. So over those days, I created a one-page version of how that organisation fitted together, and this is what it looks like. We have a company called Renewed Technology in Delhi, which is owned by Himanshu Nigam, who's also the director of Dexter Communications. Both of these companies provide VoIP services and pop-up services from various people around them in India. They make use of these services in order to scam people, mostly in the USA. When they do get victims in the USA, they will process the check payments through webinfotechllc.com. This is a company which is owned by Mahir Shah in the USA. The various call center agents will use a number of company aliases to collect these payments, either webinfotech, webmasters, or tech philosophers. Having multiple sites allows them to continue their business even if one gets shut down. All very clever. So now that I knew how the whole organisation worked, it was time to dismantle them, and I started with their phone numbers. What you're looking at here is the scammer managing their phone service. It's provided by a legitimate company called therealpbx.com, and they supply the US phone numbers which these scammers in India use. However, what I'm just about to do is flood those phone numbers. The call blasting software is supplied by scammerblaster.com, and as the name suggests, it's a very effective way of taking a phone number out of service.
Wow.
I've left a link to this in the description below. So I picked all of the numbers, and over the next few days I consistently blasted these numbers with various floods. And you're probably wondering what it's like to be at the receiving end of one of these call floods. Well, have a look at this.
Thank you very much for customer service वाले में लग गया
Get them! Get those scammers!
And don't forget that every one of these calls is not only costing these scammers some money, but it's tying up the phone lines so that real victims can't even get through.
Nice.
Win-win. I also did the right thing and reported these numbers to therealpbx.com, where they had most of their US phone numbers, and ringcentral.com, where they had some UK versions. When the call flooding started, Renewed Technologies didn't know exactly what to do, so they got in touch with their VoIP provider, and I could see them having an online conversation with one of the agents. For some reason, our scammer just doesn't know how to explain that he's getting bombarded by these calls. Our scammer tries to explain that there's lots of these prank calls, and the helpful agent suggests that perhaps the phone number was submitted to the wrong campaign. The scammer explains that they're not customers or even people, but they're actually songs playing. And the big advantage with scam blasting is that they're random numbers every single phone call, so there's no way that they can just ban a single number. That won't stop it.
Nice.
The ever helpful agent suggests that a way around this is to get the customer to press a button. So this will reduce the number of calls reaching agents, but they will still be charged for every single call. But they still can't quite work out why they're getting all these calls. Everything was okay until that day, and the agent again suggests that someone is trying to hamper their business. They say they haven't shared these numbers with anyone, so they're still confused as to why they're getting the calls. Finally, they suggest that they need to replace the two numbers that they've been given. So, to my absolute delight, they ordered 2 new phone numbers. And guess what my next move was?
Get him, Jim! Get him!
call flooding was only part of the way to bring down this call centre. I noticed that they also used authorized.net for their payments. And the payments were substantial, over $500,000 in the space of nearly 3 years.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit.
So I wrote to authorized.net and provided them some audio and video of the scams in action. But I couldn't rely on this alone. Most victims of this scam won't even know that they're a victim. So I decided to write to every one of the people that I'd found on their customer list.
Holy
in the
shit.
email, I pointed out to each victim that it was a scam and how they should go about getting their money back. They should approach their bank or credit card company and ask for a refund.
Not all
I also
heroes.
confronted
Not all
the
heroes wear
owners
capes.
Of Renewed Technology and Web Infotech LLC.
Can you refund them? Without?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you started doing that?
We started making, like I said, we started making the calls. If they ask for a refund, we will.
No. Not if they ask for it. If you've taken money off them under fraudulent circumstances, you don't need to have the excuse that they didn't ask for their money back. You should be just giving it back.
No. We are not giving it back because if they want the support to continue, we are supporting them.
Ridiculous. They were scammed into getting services from your company. You should return this.
I told you my side of the story. You are free to do whatever you
Right,
want.
so you actually want to keep their money, yeah?
If they will ask us for a refund, we will refund them.
Okay, that's fine. You stick with that then, and we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bro, you messed with the wrong
I
one.
go after Himanshu. I confront him with all of the evidence before he finally admits what he's going to do next.
Okay, so Ronnie would like to tell you, I've already shut it down. Everything is shut it down, and what else you want to know?
Well, I would like to know, are you really going to shut down, or do we have to keep flooding those numbers? The blaster. Does it need to keep going?
No. I only do the genuine work.
So you're going to stop scamming, are you?
Do not do anything wrong.
You're not doing anything wrong. Okay. So all of the people that you've taken money from via your various company names, Renowned Computers and Web Infotech and Tech Processors, you're going to shut all that operation down, yeah?
Yes.
You're going to.
Okay.
Are you really going to shut them down?
Yes.
Well, okay. So when does that happen?
Already wrapped up everything. If you got this much information, then you must have aware about that. We started calling to our customers who are not happy, and we have already told the customers that we are going to refund the money and all everything.
And of course, I didn't believe one word he said to me, but what was clear was that he was really going to shut down the operation. I observed as I started to delete all of the files, not only on the local PCs, but on the servers that they use to store important information.
Nice.
So with a bit of perseverance, we finally managed to get one call centre shut down, if only temporarily. Lastly, if you enjoy watching videos about getting one over on scammers, please
Dude, yeah, follow him over on YouTube. He's doing good work. He's been doing that for a very long time too. Also Kit Boga too, and there's a whole bunch of other content creators, and these heroes without capes that are going around and shutting down these call centers and trying to scam the scammers. This is from 2021. I'll just read a little bit about it. So it's from there. He downloaded data, including lists of victims, notes, and personal files. They're talking about Jim Browning. He'd also use that connection to the scammer's computer to listen to their conversations through the phone app they use, sometimes following and interrupting a scammer in real time trying to cheat someone. So far, Browning, and again this is 2021, estimates he's disrupted more than 1,000 scams, spending up to 12 hours per week on the task. Before our chat, Browning was consoling a victim he just alerted of another scam he was tracking. He says, "I'll never know for sure exactly what the impact of what I'm doing is, but I think it's still worth doing," he said. "Even if the police do nothing, which they mostly do, I'm doing something." Yeah. There needs to be people pushing back on that. So, let's look for... Okay. Here's one in Paris. Mm-hmm.
Hello. No, thank you. No, I know the trick. I know. No, you put it on and ask me. No, don't worry. Yeah.
Can I have this? Where you from, mister? Don't worry. Where else? Where you from, mister?
England, you?
Yeah. It's Lion King.
Lion King, yes.
Yeah, I'm back.
Please don't talk about that. I'm here for 5 days. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Something for tradition for your loving girlfriend.
Thank you very much. Top man. Thank you very much. She wants.
Simon money, yeah. For your lovely girlfriend.
She want money.
She want money? You pay something.
I paid something for her.
For her.
What do you mean?
Oh
no, I didn't want it. No, I told you, I knew this would be a trick.
See another one. So that one is in Paris. Oh shit.
If someone squirts white liquid on you while traveling Europe, run away, and this is why. There is a common tourist scam seen in many European cities such as Barcelona where someone will squirt white stuff on your back. When you notice it, you look up the sky for the bird. A friendly stranger who is in on it conveniently passes by with tissues and kindly offers to help clean you up. As they strategically place it on your back or hair, you likely take off your backpack as they clean you. The squirter then swoops in and snatches your bag. If someone squirts white...
Okay, this is in Greece. I think this one might have. I don't know why this one might have music on it.
If you're headed to Greece this...
Yep. I don't know why I...
To a very popular tourist scam in Paris. Watch this video so you don't get scammed. This is the shell game, or commonly known as 3 cups, 1 ball. And from the outside, it's a very simple game with a very simple objective. Just pick the cup that has the ball under it and you will double your money. I just watched this lady win 100 euros and it gave me the confidence that, hey, I could probably do this too. But in...
How's that? Sped up, Stranger Things shit.
The most popular area of this scam is when you try to visit the Grandparent.
Happens in Milan, and I'm gonna go.
Dude.
And a half here.
No, where's the ball? No photo, my friend. That has got to be the dodgiest thing I have ever seen. And I think the people playing it are actually like his mates to try and encourage other people to play, so he can basically take money off everybody. I've walked past about 5 people doing that. Some dodgy stuff going around at the bottom. Are they all friends with the guy? They're actors, yeah, I thought that.
They're all friends. You have all these other people looking?
Yeah.
And you see, oh, okay, easy money. They just hide the ball and stuff.
Oh, wow. Look at this. These boys just legging it. Jesus, I'm guessing like the police are coming or something, so they all just do a runner. But it's interesting, the guy with the cups isn't playing anymore, isn't it? They've all disappeared. If you ever come to the Eiffel Tower, just be careful.
Scams everywhere, I'm telling you. No matter where you are.
So I'm walking around Florence and I just saw a tourist scam that you need to watch out for. See those paintings on the ground? That's the scam. Basically what these people will do is they will put paintings down in the middle of like really crowded tourist areas or corners that are really, really heavy foot traffic. Then when some tourists inevitably steps on it because they're up looking at all the pretty buildings and not down at their feet, they will demand money for the painting that you stepped on. No matter what, do not pay them. It is illegal. Instead, either just walk away, or if it's escalating, tell them that you'll pay them in front of a police officer and then go find a police officer. So don't step on the paintings, but if you do, don't pay them.
Crazy. Let's see.
11 common tourist scams in Bangkok, Thailand, and how to avoid them. Bangkok tourist scam.
Again, we're going through scams that happen at tourist spots. Just watching some videos on it. This one specifically, the one that we're going to watch, is 10 that happen in Thailand, but happens everywhere. I'm going to look for one that happens in San Francisco as well. The ones common there are the red thread ones. There's the what's the other one? The one where they give you like the prayer book or some shit like that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So again, scams are everywhere. Actually, you know what? Really quickly, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Gotta pee. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I also put a jacket on because it's a little bit cold. But the good thing is that it's only today. I think today's supposedly the last day it's supposed to be cold, because tomorrow it starts going into the high 70s. I am very much looking forward to some heat. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see what this has to say. again, we're continuing on with scams. This is tourist scams that happen at tourist spots all around the world. This one specifically is in Thailand, so let's see what happens.
Scam number 1, people telling you the Royal Palace is closed. People will stand in front of the Royal Palace and tell you it's closed today. There's a special event, you can't come in. And chances are they've got a special temple that they'll take you to that's even better than the Royal Palace. Well, don't listen to people standing in front of the Royal Palace that tell you it's closed. Chances are it's not. The second big tourist scam in Bangkok is the fixed price taxi scam. The taxis don't want to use the meter and they want to quote you a fixed price. Taxis by law in Bangkok have to use the meter, and so if they're telling you that it's a certain price, you should basically just ignore them and say they need to start the meter. The third big tourist scam in Bangkok to avoid this one is taxis that'll take you to a place that sounds the same as where you want to go, but isn't the same. In general, I would say it's important to know in Thai what the location looks like, what it looks like, and if you have like cell phone service that has Google Maps or something like that, like follow where you're going so you know that they're actually taking you to the place you want to go to. Bangkok tourist scam number 4. This one's called the massage shop scam. So what this happens is in touristy areas, there will be a lot of people advertising for massage shops. Some legit, some not. These people that are in front of the massage shop, they're probably okay. But if you see a massage shop manager who says, hey, I got a great deal, half the price of what those people charging my shop, look, it's just down the alley, let me take you to where it is. Bad sign already. They take you where the shop is and then say, well, you know, you have to pay cash up front before we go in. You pay cash, and this manager of the massage shop proceeds to say he's got someplace else to go, he's got to get more customers, but just go inside, they'll take care of you. You go inside, you get your massage, they ask you for money. Why? And you say, well, hey, I already paid that guy up front, I already paid the manager. They're like, what are you talking about? That guy doesn't work here. So don't let yourself be scammed. Only pay right inside or right after the service is done, but at the actual place the massage service is being performed. Back at the Royal Palace for this one often happens out in front of the Royal Palace. It's not people telling you the Royal Palace is closed, but it's people who are feeding birds. You'll come up to them and they'll come say, hey, do you want to feed the birds too? You feed the birds, and then they tell you that bird food was 300 baht. Don't fall for it. If someone's feeding the birds, just let them feed it. You don't need to take their bird food. Bangkok tourist scam number 6. This one's the wrong change scam. Tourists who come to Bangkok usually don't know what Thai money looks like. This might often happen in convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, things like that, where the change you get back isn't what you expected. So count your money before you leave the counter. ATMs and foreign cards, it'll often come up and say, do you want to use the dynamic currency conversion to withdraw money in your own currency? Don't take that option. That'll be about a 10% hit. Take the money out in local baht. Yes, you'll pay a fee with your bank, but it will be less than you pay if you take that currency conversion with the ATM. The 8th common tourist scam in Bangkok is pickpockets. And well, there's pickpockets all around the world, but in particular what happens is people coming by on scooters, like right here, not that guy, he's not a scam artist, but people coming by on scooters, if you've got your bag on the side of the road, they'll actually come and snatch your bag as you're going by. It's really hard for you to get it and really hard to catch them. So if you have a sling bag or an arm bag, make sure you keep that on the side away from the road so that it's not easily snatchable. I
think you can apply that to any country you visit that you don't know. I mean, because that's like a lot of these things you can apply if you're going to DR as well. So I'm not saying that those scams are there, but yeah, for example, like they'll try to get away with not giving you like the change that they're supposed to give you back because they think that you don't know the currency, or you know, the same thing with the bank as well. When you take out money in the ATM, you have to be careful when choosing like the wrong option, because if you choose to get it like in dollars or processed in dollars, then yeah, you get a higher percentage. Same thing. So a lot of the advice that he's giving here is not advice. The supposed scams are things that happen in other places as well. So also like the pickpocket thing. Yeah. I remember going to Costa Rica and passing by a certain spot, and they gave us that same advisory, like, hey, you know, watch out with your bags and whatnot. I mean, we were cool, everything was great, but it happened. So again, you can apply a lot of these things to traveling to any country.
9th common tourist scam in Bangkok, Thailand is when someone comes up to you, you're at a bus, you're at a train, you're trying to get on, you're trying to book tickets. They tell you it's sold out. You can't get there. There's no more seats available, but they've got a great deal for you because there's this new tour run by the Tourism Authority of Thailand. They're just using their name to make themselves look legitimate, get you off the train or bus that probably has seats and get you on their probably run-down ramshackle bus that might have a couple wheels fall off as you're trying to get where you're going. The 10th common tourist scam in Bangkok, Thailand to avoid is to beware of the friendly stranger. Yes, I know the Thai people are famous for being very friendly. They are. They're friendly. They smile a lot. But in normal settings, like they'll be friendly in your hotel, they'll be friendly in their restaurant. The person who comes up to you as you're walking down the street and is super friendly, chatting you up, asking where you're from, where you're going, how long you're in town. They're probably trying to sell you into some tour, some they get a kickback from. So beware of people that are just way too friendly on the street. Bangkok tourist scam number 11 is the Damnuan Saduak floating market. This market is number 6 on CNN's list of the world's worst tourist traps. If what you're looking for is the authentic Thai tourist trap experience, then visiting this market is a must. It used to...
That's gonna be the next thing we're gonna look for. A list of the worst tourist traps around the world.
Be a legitimate place for locals to enjoy some boat noodles or shop for produce and knickknacks, but today, thanks to every tour company in the world pushing it on tourists, it's overcrowded and an experience that not many people enjoy. So if you're looking for a floating market, there's tons of other ones around Bangkok. Visit those and not this one. Well, hey, now you know everything you need to know to visit Bangkok, be safe, and not get scammed out of your hard-earned money. We won't say goodbye because we'll see you in the next video.
Nice. That's great. Let's see. Worst tourist traps in the world. Ooh, let's see in the US. But Watch Mojo probably has like copyright music and shit. I want to be able to listen. The reason why you see me move this way is because I'm always refreshing like my main YouTube channel, like the actual like channel, to see, because that one time that I had my that I had my stream taken down, I didn't even notice until like well over 30 minutes after it happened, when I wasn't seeing any like activity, or like I don't know what the hell inspired me to go check YouTube, and that's when I realized that it wasn't there anymore. I was like, ah, shit. Okay, let's see.
Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst tourist traps in the US.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe.
The Gateway Arch.
I'm just gonna let it play. Let's see, and I'll put some captions on. Let's see what it says. Let's see. I don't like that background music that it has. So, number 10 is start one time. Number 10 is the Gateway Arch at what is it? St. Louis, Missouri. Yep. Tallest arc and monument. Cool. Because even this stainless steel memorial is only 630 feet tall, which is kind of puny compared to the various skyscrapers that surpass the 1,000-foot thresholds. While size isn't everything, even the design is fairly underwhelming. It looks like a giant croquette hoop. It's been spray painted chrome, and if you've been driving or jogging through the gateway, the monument is worth a quick gander from a distance. Don't waste your time or money on a tram ride. However, the lines are usually long, and once you arrive at the top, you have to look through frustratingly tiny windows to get a halfway decent view. Hold on. Number 9 is Cloud Gate in Chicago, Illinois. Oh, really? Dang, I've always wanted to go there. Most people call it the bean, however, because let's be honest, that's what it looks like, an overgrown silver bean plopped in Millennial Park. We suppose the design is unique, but the experience is ruined by the dozens of fellow tourists annoyingly taking selfies. Oh, let them live! It's the whole point. So if you want to photo op all to yourself, you're going to be out of luck because at least several strangers are going to pop up in the background since the surface reflects and distorts its surroundings. You can also count on getting dizzy after a while. The sculpture is essentially a glorified funhouse mirror, which is an amusing thing for about a minute until it gets old. Number 8 is Market Theater Gum Wall in Seattle. Wait, hold on. They didn't update the names on the timeline when they put like the different times and whatnot. Again, I'm reading because I don't know if like they have like some weird music there, and I don't know if that shit is copyrighted. So I'd rather just read it myself. Number 8, Market. Okay, again, Market Theater. See, it doesn't have the change in the bottom. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, like Gum Wall in Seattle, Washington. Well, hey kids, you wanna see some chewed up gum under the cafeteria table? No? Alright, how about an entire brick wall covered in discarded gum? Still no? Then maybe stay away from this downtown Seattle tourist trap, as well as California's similar bubblegum alley. Sometime in the early 90s, people started making the habit or tradition of sticking coins to the wall with gum. Eventually, the coins started to disappear, but the gum stuck literally and figuratively. Although the wall was cleaned multiple times, even as recently as 2015, the gum always finds a way back. We don't understand why, because it's a pretty gross spectacle. Since we're all trying to be cleanlier for obvious reasons, it might be time to start disposing of our gum properly. Yikes. Ugh. Number 7 is Mount Rushmore, Keystone in South Dakota. The heads of 4 iconic presidents carved into a mountain on paper. It sounds cool, and from a craftsmanship point of view, Mount Rushmore is impressive upon arriving. Though, you still can't help but question what the fuss is all about. The monument is a hassle to drive to, and once there, the closest you can get is from the presidential trail. From this distance, those 60-foot heads seem rather diminutive, dashing high expectations. Maybe it'd be fun if we could all climb to the top, but anyone hoping to reenact that North by North... Stop going so fast! These people talk so quickly. But anyone hoping to reenact North by Northwest is in store for a disappointment. If anything, Mount Rushmore is sort of an eyesore when stacked up against the natural beauty of the surrounding Black Hills Mountain Range. Black Hills Mountain Range. Didn't even put a comma to separate anything, so it's horrible. These captions need to be worked on. Sometimes they do a really good job, and the captions make a lot of sense, and they go hand in hand with whatever they're saying, but and they put proper punctuation marks and whatnot, but they didn't do that for this one. Okay, number 6. Dang, another one in Seattle, Washington. We have the Space Needle. Famous for that Men in Black scene, but I've always wanted to go. I'm still gonna go. Alright, so let's see. Hello again, Seattle. 3 things might immediately come to mind. Fraser, Starbucks, and the Space Needle. Although every other Seattle landmark lives in its shadow, the Space Needle isn't even the city's tallest structure. That distinction goes to the Columbia Center, which provides a vastly superior view of downtown Seattle. While the Space Needle's flying saucer design is distinctive, it's not really worth paying $22 and $35 for general admission. It might just be us, but having a revolving glass floor and a cafe under one roof sounds like a recipe for nausea. On top of that, why have an observation tower in a city where the fog is abundant and it rains almost 150 days per year? Just saying. Damn. Mojo Travels really doesn't like Seattle. Seriously, I'd still want to go to the Space Needle. That sounds extremely interesting. I mean, why not? What's the next one? Niagara Falls, New York. Of all the sights New York has to offer, Niagara Falls shouldn't be a top priority or even a mid-tier priority. At most, it's what you do when you've seen everything else. Don't get us wrong, Niagara Falls is a marvel, but New York isn't the ideal place to see it unless you pay for an excursion of the falls. New York doesn't provide the best vantage points or panoramic viewing in Canada. They're not only... See? Don't make sense. Or panoramic viewing in Canada. There are not only paid excursions for those who want an extra special experience, but even the free seats are mostly spectacular. You may
For those who want an extra special experience, but even the free seats are mostly spectacular. You may assume that we're being biased towards Canada, but rest assured that Ontario's side of the falls puts on a far better show.
Okay. I guess go to Canada to be able to see that. What is it? The Four Corners, southwestern United States. What was that movie that I recently saw that had that scene where... Is it... I think it was with the Millers? Was it that one? But there's a certain scene where they have like 4 cops. One of the cops is D from It's Always Sunny. Caitlin Olsen. And is it Caitlin Olsen? Yeah, it is. The other one is the dude from Ant-Man. It's a pretty funny scene. Let's see what they say about this. So, 4 particular U.S. states are united in more ways than one. At one point in the Southwest, the corners of Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico all intersect. It's a neat little coincidence, but is it worth seeking the Four Corners Monument out? No, not really. Like, have you ever stood in one state before? Well, yeah, of course. You have standing in 4 different states at once. Is it much different? It's not like the scenery is anything to write home about either. You're just surrounded by a dusty desert, which you'll see plenty of no matter which direction you take. I still think it's pretty cool. That's awesome. Look at that. What? Dudes in oh no, Plymouth Rock, Plymouth, Massachusetts. Chances are you read about Plymouth Rock while learning about the Mayflower's historic voyage. If there weren't any illustrations, you probably envisioned the quote-unquote Great Rock as a towering boulder or something. In reality, Plymouth Rock isn't much different from the other rocks you've likely seen on nature walks. The one difference is that 1620 is carved into it, coinciding with the Pilgrims' arrival to the New World. While it's a significant historical site for certain, it's still a rock, and a pretty boring, bland rock in a pit at that. We guess if you have a pet rock, this sort of thing might be up your alley, but we're going to see what's happening in Cape Cod instead. Number 2 is the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Again, these are all in the US, so sometimes it's the imperfections that make a landmark stand out. For example, the Liberty Bell probably wouldn't be nearly as popular if it weren't for its iconic crack. The various stories and theories connected to the crack have also generated plenty of interest. At the end of the day, though, the Liberty Bell's history is more fascinating than the bell itself. It's a dingy 12-foot bell with a crack in it and can't even be rung anymore. Does something like this demand to be seen in person? A lot of tourists seem to assume so, as the site is often packed. Liberty Bell isn't all that it's cracked up to be. I see what you did there. I like a good pun. Again, I mean, it's your choice to go. I mean, it did make the list of the top 10 worst tourist traps in the U.S. But, dude, let me know in chat if you've been to any of these places. I haven't been to many of these. Actually, I don't think they've mentioned any of them that I've been to up until this point. Hopefully they will. But yeah, let's continue. Let's see what the next one is. Sorry Not Sorry, number 1. The Hollywood Walk of Fame in Hollywood, California. Yeah, dude, that's definitely a tourist trap. And this one I can tell you firsthand that I've been there, so yeah. It's not what they show in like movies and whatnot. Plenty of people there trying to steal your money. You have to be really careful. You have to try not to take pictures with anyone, with any of the like characters that are there. You can't take pictures close to them either. Like if you take a picture, like a selfie, they'll hound you for that. Like they'll ask you for money because they say that you're taking their picture without their permission and blah 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 blah. It's not very clean either. So it definitely doesn't live up to its namesake. And maybe at one point, like, that Walk of Fame was pretty nice, but yeah, now it's easily avoided. I mean, you can go, you can see it real quick, but it's literally just that, and it's a whole bunch of stores that are like touristy shit, and like little memorabilia and whatnot. But other than that, like in the grander scheme of things, there's not really much going on there. So you can see it, check it out, and then just keep going, because there's a lot of great things to see in LA. And if there's one thing about Los Angeles, is that, I don't know if you're into this or not, but they know how to party in LA. Oh yeah. And depending on where you go, I mean, the weather's always nice and for the most part. And yeah, there's really nice places you can go to that you can definitely avoid having to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Okay. Land of movie stars, and with the exception of the area's legendary mountaintop sign, few sites are more iconic than the Walk of Fame. But is it worthy of such recognition? Well, let's put it this way. The first time you see one of those stars on the sidewalks, you think to yourself, wow, I'm in a truly magical place. The further you walk, it dawns on you that almost every star is the same, albeit with different names and emblems. Following the stars for 1.3 miles isn't our idea of a fun time, especially if you run into street performers and other tourists hopping the sidewalk. Unless you happen upon a ceremony with a new celebrity getting their star added, it's an easy skip. Do I agree with your list? I don't know. It's BuzzFeed. It's only 17 seconds. I don't know why that one is so short. Okay, these are the ones for Europe. Let's see what Europe has to offer.
We'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 worst tourist traps in Europe.
Are you a...
Okay, number 10 is... what is it? St. Basil's Cathedral in Russia. Wow, you would think, look how beautiful that looks. You would think that this would be like a very nice place to go to, but apparently it's not. It's a... I guess it's tourist trap. So let's see. Number 10 is save Basil's Cathedral in Russia. So if you've seen a movie or a TV show set in Moscow, the chances are that the establishing shot featured Russia's most recognizable landmark, St. Basil's Cathedral in the capital. This striking Orthodox church has stood since the 16th century and remains a unique design with its wondrous shapes and bright colors right in the heart of the city in the Red Square. It's still a beautiful building and a major architectural accomplishment, stylistically unrivaled by anything else, but it's going to be surrounded by tourists at any given time. Okay, listen. It's a tourist spot. That can't be something that would make a reason for it to make like the worst place. Like, you know, you're a tourist. Like, that's like the whole point. I'm traveling because I want to see this place, which you would think it's the same sentiment as anyone else that's going to go visit that same, like, Moscow. Like, you would want to see these places. So I don't know, me personally, in my personal opinion, that's not a reason for something to make a list, because you think that a lot of tourists go there. Like, that's the whole point. I would understand if you have to pay like a ridiculous amount of money to get in, then I would understand why it would make the list for a tourist trap. But the fact that people go there, period, that is kind of self-explanatory there. Like, that's why it's a tourist spot. whatever. So it says, given time, this can make visiting the cathedral or indeed the Red Square itself, including another popular attraction, the Kremlin, frustrating. Plus, there are many more things to see and do in Moscow, away from the places tourists flock to in droves. So number 9 is La Rambla in Spain, Barcelona. And it's one of Spain's biggest and most culturally important cities, which has long made it a magnet for tourism. People travel from far and wide to see marvels like Antoni Gaudi's Sagrada Familia Basilica and to get fleeced by vendors on La Rambla. La Rambla is perhaps Spain's most famous street and has been home to historical attractions for hundreds of years. But today you'll find it overrun with expensive souvenir stores and subpar restaurants, all designed to convince tourists to part with their cash. Suffice it to say, if you head off the beaten path, you'll find all sorts of sorts of far more interesting and cheaper streets in Barcelona to spend your time. The problems in the Rambla became so severe that in 2020, plans were unveiled to totally revamp the area. Okay, let's see what's next. What? I'm confused. No, wait, is this like really, they really put Chernobyl on this list? Yeah, look, Chernobyl, Ukraine. No, they're not kidding around. I mean, that's, yeah. Why a tourist would go there? I did see that interesting documentary on Netflix. This was a while ago about the guy that goes with he puts on that little watch that tells you the amount of radiation that your body's being exposed to, and they like go to Chernobyl. It's crazy, dude. That's insane. It's I forgot the name of that show where that specific one had like a few episodes. He does like crazy things like that, but not like crazy like jackass things, but like he goes to actual like places and whatnot. Extremely interesting. And again, one of the places he goes to is Chernobyl. So let's see. War and extreme political tension aside, in recent years, the Chernobyl exclusion zone has become increasingly popular with tourists to Ukraine, to the extent that there are now plenty of companies offering tours, and there's even a visitor center. However, while not too long ago, wow, there's a visitor center there. I thought the levels of radiation were still so high that you can't have like human beings there. You can't be there for like an extended period of time. But I also did read that wolves ended up coming back to that Chernobyl area where it happened, and that's actually like a good sign. So it seems like nature's doing its own work there, but I'm just surprised that there's an actual visitor center in the midst of somewhere where there was such a huge radiation exposure and like leak and whatnot. Alright, so let's see. It was still an unusual place to visit in 2019. The Ukrainian government announced it would be becoming an official tourist attraction. This is all despite the fact that the exclusion zone is still extremely radioactive around the power plant, and you can't stay for longer than a day or two. With each passing year, it only gets more and more popular, and it may be one of the most macabre and dangerous tourist traps anywhere in the world. This also means that it's going to get increasingly expensive to book a tour of a derelict and deadly nuclear power plant in the coming years. They should like close that off. Number 7, Blue Lagoon, Iceland. Listen, Iceland is my main, the main country on my list that I want to visit. Like one of my goals in life is to be able to go to the Blue Lagoon. I don't care if it's a tourist trap. I don't care. That shit could be filled with people for all I give a shit. But just the fact that I'm there, that's what that's one of my goals. I'm going to check that off my list, and I know I'm going to achieve that one day. I absolutely love like Iceland and like the natural landscapes that it has and the accessibility that people have to be able to enjoy these landscapes. So you can see the auroras there. You have the Blue Lagoon like this. There's so many things that you could have, like volcanoes and whatnot, and then they have like Björk too. Maybe you could like run into her or some shit like that. No, I mean that'd be pretty cool, but just think about it. I mean, it's dude, Blue Lagoon, man, crazy. Okay, so let's see what it says. So it's number 7. Okay, Blue Lagoon, Iceland. The lagoon is well renowned for its healing and beneficial properties. Not to mention its striking appearance, and it's frequently recommended as one of Iceland's best attractions. But one thing you may not hear talked about as often is the price. Getting transport to the Blue Lagoon from Reykjavik will set you back $20 on its own. That doesn't seem like that much. And after that, it's over $50 for even the most basic package. And this package only provides you with cream to use. You don't even get a towel for that. You'll have to pay almost $70 for a package. That also provides you with a drink if you want a tour of the lagoon or some more luxurious options. You'll quickly face a bill that might rival the cost of your plane tickets or your hotel. Plus, it's guaranteed to be swarming with tourists most of the year. I don't know. So, you gotta read about where you're going beforehand. It is true. Iceland is one of the most expensive countries in the world, especially for tourists. Maybe not for the country in and of itself, for people that live there, but traveling to that country. I know someone that went to Iceland, and yeah, they told me they're really expensive. But hey, you have to know where you're going. You have to read about it. You have to read about like the cost of things there as you know, you're visiting a different country. So if you go to Iceland without knowing that it's expensive, it's kind of on you. It's not on them for charging so much money for things. That's on you for not knowing that they are expensive and they do charge whatever amount of money it is. So I don't know. Someone posted a video from like Coachella this past weekend, and they bought a burrito and a coffee, and it cost them like $45. So, you know, if people have the money, they'll just give it. It doesn't really matter. I would pay for it, especially if it's like for the experience. Fuck it. Oh well, it's what I'm there for. You only live once. YOLO. Okay, what's number 6? So number 6 is... Oh, yeah, I haven't said it yet. The London Eye in the UK. You likely won't find too many Londoners who recommend taking the time out of your day to ride the London Eye, though it's a popular tourist attraction and allows a bird's eye view of one of the world's most famous skylines. It's almost certainly not worth the time or money you'll spend if you want to ride it, even if it does give you an experience of true British queuing. And it will cost you roughly $40 to ride it for 30 minutes, which will eat into your budget and time. You're much better off saving that money and spending it on something more rewarding, like entry to the Tower of London, which costs roughly the same, or even into one of London's many museums, which is even better. Save the money by going for a free museum instead, like the world's famous British Museum. Or not! Whatever. Do what you want. The world is your oyster. Who cares? If that's what you want to do, and that makes you happy, and that fills your heart, and you got the money for it, dude, just do it. Again, you have to know that what you're paying for is expensive. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I apologize. Yeah, I'm maybe gonna take it off for a little bit. Does that, like, I don't know if it's like the actual software, like the app in and of itself, or I just don't understand. Sometimes it works perfectly, and sometimes it just, I don't understand what happens. And again, OBS only, like, the CPU percentage usage is always under like 40, hits 35, hits 30. So I'm confused as to why there's so many like hiccups with this Epoch Cam. If Apple would only add the option to be able to zoom in and out, because now you can use your iPhone as a webcam and it connects automatically, but it just connects automatically to it. It won't do like, it doesn't have like a zoom option or anything. But once they add that to it, bro, I'm taking myself off of this Epoch Cam shit because it's not even worth it. All right, so number 5 is Temple Bar in Ireland. Okay, it's no secret that Ireland has a lot of pubs and bars, and the ones in Temple Bar in Dublin are some of the most popular. There is a pub in this area simply called the Temple Bar pub, but all the venues in the neighborhood are swamped with tourists for most of the year. That's why you might want to go somewhere else. Somewhere else great, as this cultural hub is you're going to struggle to enjoy it when you have to wait half an hour to get seated into the bar. There are many more venues in Dublin that don't attract so many crowds, both historic and modern. It's still an incredible part of Dublin to visit, and you should definitely check it out. If you're there, check it out if you're there, okay? But give a smaller pub some attention when it's time for you to have your pint of Guinness. Number 4, the Acropolis in Greece. Athens. Would love to go here. Considered one of the 8th wonders of the world at one point. Yet, was destroyed. It's crazy. Alright, let's see. Okay, so Athens is the birthplace of democracy. And the Acropolis sits high above the city as its cultural center. Once the symbolic home of the Greek goddess Athena, but there are a lot of downsides to visiting the Acropolis today. Accessibility is a big issue though. There are elevators and ramps. It's still slow going for anybody in a wheelchair, for instance, or with other mobility issues to get to the top. And even for the able-bodied, there is a huge number of stairs you have to climb up. And if you're in Athens at peak tourism season, it's going to be extremely warm. And not only that, you also it's always absolutely full of other tourists, so you're going to struggle to have a meaningful experience or feel satisfied with your trip to the ruins. Listen, you're not Beyonce, bruh, that you can rent out the whole place or some shit like that, bro. Or, you're not, dude. Yeah, there's gonna be other tourists there. Like, that's like the whole thing. It's the whole shtick of it. You share space with other people, with other tourists just like you that are there paying their money to go see the same things that you went to go see as well. That's how it works. So I feel like it's just the same excuse used over and over again, but you're not really giving anything new to it. Yeah, it costs money. All of these places cost a lot of money. That's the thing, you know, like, yeah, they're trying to sell it. It's a business at this point. You pay for it or you don't. But if you travel, you know that you have to have money because that's how it works. That's the deal. You save money, you have money, you travel, and you spend money. How much money you spend? Well, that's all up to you, but you still have to spend some type of money. I don't know. These reasons are not enough. I feel like they just made them up to be able to come up with a list to post, but it's not anything that's like actual information. They're certainly not talking about the scams that we saw previous when we were watching like the TikTok videos and whatnot, which I feel like they could have just said something about that, but the price to go in, it's not a reason for it to fall like into a tourist trap. I can understand if like the restaurants around there would all be overpriced as well, but if the main attraction, which is for example like the Acropolis in this case, they'd have to they charge you money to be able to see it. They charge you money to be able to see a lot of things. You choose to see it if you want to or not. And I think like the whole experience, especially if you're going to a country for the first time that has these type of monuments and things that you can see, it's like, fuck it, just see it once. Again, you only have one chance at this life. You're gonna go to a country and you're gonna be cheap and not see one of the best, like whatever main attraction they have there. Like in this case, the Acropolis. Or if you go to like Paris, you don't go to like the Eiffel Tower and whatnot. I get you don't pay to go up or some shit like that, but getting there is still gonna cost you money. So you might as well just live the experience. I don't know. That's just me. The Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. What does it say about this? Number 3 is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Experience if you're satisfied for exactly how many people a day take a pose of themselves. There are no statistics. Wow, I feel like they just ate through two complete sentences here. See, so there are no statistics for exactly how many people a day take a pose of themselves. Of trying to push the Leaning Tower of Pisa back up, but we're sure it's a lot, though the tower has a lot of history and is actually a large bell tower. Saving teasers could... Wow, what is the name of the shit? Hold on.
Actually, a large bell tower serving Pisa's cathedral.
Oh, it's just that he completely kind of butchered that whole name as well too.
It's still
overrun with tourists, but beyond gazing at the tower, there is an awful lot to do, and you shouldn't have to go. And you should have to go so far away from Italy's major centers, like Rome and Venice, to do only that, while you can climb to the top of it. Tickets come in around 24 euros, which has led to many people to... Oh, damn, they're taking the picture. Ultimately, as a relative waste of time and money. Number 2, the red light district, Amsterdam. Listen, I'm not gonna read anymore. The other one's the Mona Lisa. Do whatever you want. I thought this was gonna be more of a different kind of feel to it, but in reality, it's just I feel like they just they put that list together to have something to talk about, but in reality, a lot of those places are really nice places. I've never been to them. I would love to go to them. Like, I could understand like Hollywood and whatnot, but all these other things, nah, I'm good with that. I'm cool. Alrighty, so that is actually it for today. What a great episode today. I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now you know, there's a whole bunch of scammers. Scammers when you travel. Scammers when you're on the internet. There's scammers on Discord. There's scammers on YouTube. There's phone scammers. They're everywhere. There are scammers at tourist traps, just like this one as well, when we watched all those TikTok videos. And just keep in mind with that first one that we watched, check on your elderly citizens, your grandparents. If you see someone at Target that kind of seems like they're being pressured into doing something, you can tell, especially if they're on the phone and they're in the gift card section. Dude, help them out. They don't need to go through that. There's been so many people scammed. Again, just to end the stream here, 2022, it was $8.8 billion total. So we went through that yesterday, finished up that scamming part today, and then we went into the worst tourist traps. Tomorrow's 420. I have a 420 special episode tomorrow. We're going to be talking about cannabis history, fun facts, cannabis culture, movies about cannabis, music about cannabis. We won't actually play anything, but we'll talk about it in great detail. We'll watch videos and we'll read articles, explanations about cannabis. Why is it still illegal? What is the big deal around it? What led to it being illegal? The whole shebang bang. We're gonna have a great time tomorrow. That is at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on Twitch. I'm not doing it on YouTube. Join the Discord, King Angel's Entertainment Lounge. You can find that event link posted there, or you can just join. Follow me on Twitter as well. I posted it there. Preferably Discord. Check out my Patreon. I'd love for you to support me if you like what I do. That's $2 a month. That links up to private Discord channels, full unedited videos, a whole bunch of benefits. You can find that information in the description box or in the About section on Twitch. I have one specifically for Patreon, and also on Facebook. You can see it on the description of the actual video live stream that you're watching right now. That is the 420 special episode. That is tomorrow, again, Thursday, 420 at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope to see you there. And that's it for today. This was wonderful. Another very great, interesting. We went through a few, not as many rabbit holes as we normally do, but we learned a lot about how people are trying to steal our money. So be cautious and just watch out, because not everyone has good intentions. Want to say thank you to Snoochie Poochie for stopping by, and Diggs, thank you so much for stopping by as well. Sai as well over on YouTube, thank you. And you guys have a very wonderful day. Thank you so much. This is the King Angel Show. I'm King Angel, San Francisco Bay Area live streamer and content creator here on YouTube and Twitch. Take it easy. Peace.